The news of the 3 American hikers who are now entering their 4th week of captivity in Iran. Here is where it happened, so you understand. On the border of Iraq and Iran, there is a famously safe, beautiful, peaceful region populated by Kurds. But as you can see, the Kurdish region spills over the border into Iran. The hikers' worried families are waiting to talk to you about what they know about what happened. But first, we have new details of that day. It was a hike through the mountains to the waterfall that landed the 3 Americans in Iranian custody, accused of not heeding warnings from border guards, even possibly spying. Diplomats in Baghdad sent word they'd been taken.
We asked our Swiss partners who represent our interests in Iran to please pursue our inquiries to determine the status of the 3 missing Americans.
Since then, Iran hasn't let anyone see them nor said what they're charged with.
Iran has also not provided information about their location.
For their families, an ultimate silence and fear. 27-year-old Shane Bauer, a journalist, freelance, writing for publications like Christian Science Monitor. His girlfriend, 31-year-old Sarah Shord, teaching English, writing travel pieces, and 27-year-old Joshua Fatal, who works for Student Group. A 4th hiker, Sean McFessel, battling a cold, had slept in. He got a call from Bauer on July 31st. Bauer saying they were surrounded by armed men being taken into custody. McFessel says they never meant to cross the border into Iran. There is no guide, no lonely planet Iraqi Kurdistan, he wrote in a statement. I hope people understand my friend's presence in the area for what it was, a simple and very regrettable mistake. And now, this morning, families of the 3 hikers, desperate for information about the whereabouts of their loved ones, are going to join us. Shannon Bauer, sister Shane Bauer, Chris Rapp, brother of Sarah Shord, and Alex Fatal, brother of Josh Fatal, and we're grateful to you all. Chris, this must be so hard, the waiting and the wondering, and you're an older brother.
Yes. Yeah, it's sort of my responsibility to watch out for my younger sister. So as days go by, all of us as family members really want to figure out a way to bring them home.
And you must wake up every day thinking, this must be the day we learn something, but no news, nothing?
Yeah, I mean, every day when I wake up, it's the first thing I think about, but nothing yet.
What is it you most think about when you think of him?
Just how, what a loving person he is. And I mean, all of them love, like, Shane and Sarah have moved to the Middle East. They live in Syria. And just the culture, they love the culture and learning more. And right now I just think about, being able to get consular access and at least talk to them.
I know that you know that for so many Americans, when they hear the 3 hikers hiking on the border with Iran, there's a travel warning out for Americans going into Iran. Everyone thinks automatically you're putting yourself in incredible danger.
Yeah, and we can appreciate that people might feel that, but really this area of Iran, Kurdistan, has been a very safe area, and there's really a burgeoning tourist industry. Western tourists are flocking there, and it's been historically a very safe region. The Kurdish Tourist Authority markets itself as the other Iraq. This isn't the Iraq that we're seeing on TV every day, with all the terrible bloodshed that's going on. This is really a beautiful area, and it's a great tourist area.
And been considered safe.
Yeah, and Diane, they're meticulous travelers. They're always planning and they're careful. I mean, when they entered in Iraq, they got SIM cards for their cell phones so they could communicate with each other. So typically they're very careful about where they are and what they're doing.
And again, to go back to this border area, you have been told that there are no markings in some regions. There are actual wooden paths, I'm imagining, as they're up in the hills there. So it was impossible for them to know where they were at times?
Yeah, there's not like a big sign saying you're about to go into Iran. There's nothing, so.
And the Swiss government, as we know, is the intermediary between the U.S. and Iran. Nothing from the Swiss government? Not a word?
Well, we're waiting. We got official confirmation that they're being held, and that's something. But we want to hear their voices more than anything.
And of course, we also think of the recent release of Roxana Saberi, and we also think of the 2 young women who were released from North Korea. and brought back home. Any talk of an envoy, any talk of redeploying former President Clinton?
Well, I mean, those sorts of things give us hope. We like to see that. And, you know, we hope that by being here today, that, you know, we can urge something like that. You know, we want anyone's help in bringing them back, really. I mean, that's our goal.
And you talked to Lisa Ling?
The Ling sisters have reached out and spoken to us, and of course we were very heartened to see the news of their release, and we anticipate that Josh, Sarah, and Shane will be released, and we just want it to be as soon as possible.
What's the first thing you'll say if he comes home?
That I love it.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard. I think I'll just hug her and be glad to see her. And
the image I have in my head is giving Josh a big hug and then going out on our driveway and shooting some hoops together. You know, we grew up doing that, and that's something that's important to me.
Well, I know you know that Americans are all watching and waiting with you, and thank you so much.